All right, so we're ready for phase 2 of the hip stretches. I typically have patients do phase 1 for anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how you're doing. These are kind of the phase 2 that you will go into next. So I mentioned the adductors, which are the inner thigh muscles. I gave you the restorative pose with the supported butterfly using the pillows. This one is seated, and so you're gonna bring the soles of the feet together, and the knees are gonna go out to the side. I like to hold on to my feet just because it gives me something to grab. And if your knees are way up here, no worries, that's just your starting point, and you're gonna get more and more flexible. I've been doing this for years, actually decades, and so stretching is a really important part of my life. I teach to my patients, and I do it every day myself. I have to practice what I preach. And so here's your seated adductor stretch. And you can bounce a little bit, but nothing crazy, just get a little movement in it. I actually like to rock side to side because I think it's kind of fun. It makes me feel like a kid for one thing, but it gives some movement to the exercise. So I let my cheek come off the floor altogether, side to side. You get a nice little stretch over here on the opposite side of where you're going. So let me just turn to the side so you can see it. And an important part of this exercise too is that I want you to be seated nice and straight, not bent over like so. If you find this is too difficult and you can't be straight, you need to take your feet out a little bit further because you've got too much tension here, and so it's not allowing you to bring your torso upright. And so just depending on how your flexibility is, you're going to put your feet somewhere in this area. And again, you can rock side to side. Like I said, it just feels good. So I don't know, it's been a couple minutes in this position, moving a little bit. That will take us into our second exercise on phase 2. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna get in a tall kneeling position like so. Then you're gonna put one foot in front of the other. Get it way out there because when you lean forward, I want your knee to be right over your ankle. I don't want it to be way back here because then you can strain your knee. So get it out there all the way. And then you're gonna ease forward. I like to keep my torso on my thigh and frame my hands with my foot. My hands with my foot, yes. And just let this hip just melt into the mat. You'll see this exercise typically like so. I'm not crazy about that because it puts a lot of stress on your back. So you're going to just frame your foot with your hands. Let your gaze be downward so that you don't strain your neck. Just let that hip relax into this stretch. 30, 40 seconds. And again, because of the mechanics on this one, come on and ease out of it and then ease back into it. Instead of changing sides, it's just too cumbersome. Take a couple deep breaths. If you need to, you can grab a couple of yoga blocks even and put them on each side. You can see I'm on my fingertips. Some people are so flexible that they're way down like that. That's fine too. But feel free to grab yourself a couple of yoga blocks and give yourself some support. So we'll ease out of this position and we'll go to the other side. Again, get that foot way out in front of you. Ease forward. Let your torso rest on your thigh. Frame your hands on the floor. You can let your foot be either pointed like so or a little bit flexed. I kind of like this version. Couple deep breaths. So ease on out of it and ease back into it. 3 to 5 repetitions on each side. And our final stretch on phase 3 is a nice little, what I call 3-way stretch. You're gonna crisscross your legs like so. Sit up nice and tall. You're gonna walk yourself out. Drop your head down. Take a couple deep breaths, and you should feel a nice stretch in your low back muscles all the way into your hips. Stay there for that 20 to 30 second time frame. Then you're going to ease yourself over to your right side or to your left side, whichever you feel comfortable first. Let your head rest down, let your neck relax, let your jaw relax. And don't be concerned if you're way up here. That's a good start point. You can even use a yoga block, or sometimes I love my little Pilates ball. I'll grab the Pilates ball and let that be something I rest my hands on. And then you can kind of use that ball and walk it over to the other side. But with or without the ball, the idea is to get a stretch in the opposite area, opposite side. I really like to do a rotational stretch in the middle of this one. So I hand on the knee, gently pushing into the right side of my body. I'm getting a nice gentle rotation. Switch sides. Let your head go with you. Nice deep breath. So I would suggest doing that 2 to 3 times on each side. I really like to switch legs on this because you might feel this in a completely different area just based on the tightness in the hips. So again, you're crisscrossed, you're gonna ease forward, drop the head down, relax the jaw. A couple nice deep breaths, 20 to 30 seconds. Ease off to your side, left or right. Knees off to the other side. And just for the purposes of the video, I'm not holding, the classic 20 to 30 seconds. I'm just trying to educate you on the proper way to do these. You may spend a little more time on all this. Again, we'll do our nice rotation stretch. Sitting up nice and tall, relaxing the belly. Nice breath in. Exhale out. So I would do that one, 3 to so times on each side. Switch legs, do it again. And that is phase 2 of the hip flexibility program. So we're ready for our second restorative exercise and pose and the second phase of our hip stretches. This one's called corpse. You are going to lie on your back. I do like a pillow for this one for my neck, just to give myself a little support. So feel free to grab a pillow, put it down on the mat. Ease your way down. You're going to extend your legs out. Let them kind of go wherever they want to go. The arms go out to the side. I like to have the palms up in a position of receiving. You can give yourself a little shake just to make sure everything's relaxed. Nice deep breath in. And a nice exhale out. Remember, these breaths are coming from our belly, a little bit into our chest and our rib cage. Just don't make it any intensive labor that you're feeling of trying to breathe. Just let your body do what it naturally does. Inhale in and exhale out. Again, with the restorative program, you can stay in these positions for 3 to 15 minutes, depending on your time frame. The idea is just to let your body melt into the mat, release your cares and concerns. Go back to that word or mantra that you may have that makes you feel good about life and about yourself. And feel free to stay in this position as long as you feel comfortable.